All right, here we are. It is 11:47, and got the chart of S&P up, just hanging here at all-time highs, 2278, and couple thoughts. Nasdaq again pushing its all-time high, 9675. We finally broke out, and I just wanted to pull back on these charts and show a little bit. Uh, Another new high here in the S&P. But I wanted to just show like we broke out of that range that we had been in, which is 50. The high before was 50.83. So we'll see where we are in the next hour and a half when we close. But the volume today is the lightest it's been in weeks again. You can see it. Here's the volume here on the right. Very light volume. I don't ever like to see new highs when markets are seeing the lightest volume we've seen really probably for all of 2017. So I'm going to show you this. If I pull back to here's the first day of the year, which was the low of the year on the NASDAQ, which was 48, what were we, 48.51. And we are now trading at 5,100, let's call it 5,100. So we're up 150 points. Roughly 3% here in the last month of trading here, January of 2017. So again, this was our closing on 2016. We gapped up and we've been moving ever since. This first leg here basically took you to a high, let's call it 50.62. So guess what? We're 34 points above, and that's what we've done today. Our range today is about 35 points. Opening low right here off the open was at 63, and we're sitting 63.75, and we're sitting at 96. So that's the total range that we've seen in the NASDAQ today. And again, you can see that volume right here. Now we're not finished, but you see the size of the histogram here, very, very small. I would bet it's smaller than this one, and it is right now, and it's smaller than this one, which were before. This was before the long holiday. So we are, this was MLK last week. So we are just hanging up here at the top, the S&P sitting right at the top, and the NASDAQ inching higher, ever so higher. So we're about 10, 12 points higher on the NASDAQ. Now the Dow has not made a new high. It's still about 50, 60 points from its all-time high, which was about 929 or so. So I'll pull that up just so you can take a peek. But that happened a bit ago. And the thing about this, 929. So we're still 35, 65 points away from that. And see the value chunk on the Dow? It's pretty, to me, it's pretty interesting that, again, very low volume, big move. This is 2 months of power, and we're not breaking out solidly. And then the Russell is still a solid 30 points from its all-time high. So although the Russell's having a big day, it's probably moving the most. It's also been lagging everything else. So with all that in mind, it's kind of a strange time. Gold is finally reversing a little bit here. It's down about $10, 1208. This will be delayed a few minutes here. It might be a little bit lower right now, but because this is not a live cash feed on this is about 15 minutes. 1207 was a low, and you can see again filling this side in. It should come down here probably to 1202, 1205 is what we've been waiting for. We've been short 1217, 18 area and waiting for that area down here. And the euro also it's the same trade. The euro and gold are the same trade, and I see the euro, this is back to live pricing here. This should pull back. It's begun, and again, we were looking at this area, this test right here at 107.75 today, got short, and this should come down at least, fill here, might stop a little bit here, which is a half 50 ticks or so, and I'm looking for ultimately a move back here. If everything's real here and the breakout's real on the close, you should see that move lower. So ES 2278, and that's it for now. We'll be back in a bit.